ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਹੁਕਮਨਾਮਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ today is in JAITSREE Rag by Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Jio on Ang 703 of Guru Granth Sahib Ji। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ। ਜੈਤਸਰੀ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਨਾਵਾ, ਹਰਿ ਜੂ ਰਾਖ ਲਿਹੁ ਪਤ ਮੇਰੀ। ਜਮ ਕੋ ਤਰਾਸ ਭਇਓ ਔਰ ਅੰਤਰ, ਸਰਨ ਗਹੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਨਿਧ ਤੇਰੀ। ਹਰਿ ਜੂ ਰਾਖ ਲਿਹੁ ਪਤ ਮੇਰੀ। ਜਮ ਕੋ ਤਰਾਸ ਭਇਓ ਔਰ ਅੰਤਰ, ਸਰਨ ਗਹੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਨਿਧ ਤੇਰੀ। ਰਹਾਉ ਮਹਾਪਤਿਤ ਮੁਗਧ ਲੋਭੀ ਫੁਨ, ਕਰਤ ਪਾਪ ਅਬਹਾਰਾ। ਭੈ ਮਰਬੇ ਕੋ ਬਿਸਰਤ ਨਾਹਿਨ, ਤਿਹ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਤਨ ਜਾਰਾ। ਕੀਏ ਉਪਾਵ ਮੁਕਤ ਕੇ ਕਾਰਨ, ਦਹ ਦਿਸ ਕਉ ਉਠ ਧਾਇਆ। ਘਟ ਹੀ ਭੀਤਰ ਬਸੈ ਨਿਰੰਜਨ, ਤਾਕੋ ਮਰਮ ਨ ਪਾਇਆ। ਨਾਹਿਨ ਗੁਣ ਨਾਹਿਨ ਕਛ ਜਪ ਤਪ, ਕੌਣ ਕਰਮ ਅਬ ਕੀਜੈ। ਨਾਨਕ ਹਾਰ ਪਰਿਓ ਸਰਨਾਗਤ, ਅਭੈ ਦਾਨ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਦੀਜੈ। ਨਾਹਿਨ ਗੁਣ ਨਾਹਿਨ ਕਛ ਜਪ ਤਪ, ਕੌਣ ਕਰਮ ਅਬ ਕੀਜੈ। ਨਾਨਕ ਹਾਰ ਪਰਿਓ ਸਰਨਾਗਤ, ਅਭੈ ਦਾਨ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਦੀਜੈ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ, in the Shabad today, the first talk of the Shabad, Guru Maharaj Ji says, Har ju rakh leho pat meri. Usually in Punjab we say ji, out of respect or love. But in the area of Patna Sahib, the term Jew is used. So, if you read Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's Bani, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says, Prabhu Ju, to kah laaj hamari. Prabhu Ju, O respected Lord Vaheguru, to kah laaj hamari. You are the one who's going to protect my laaj, my honour. In the same way, today, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji begins with this talk, Har Ju, O Hari, O Vaheguru, Rakh liho pat meri. Please protect my pat, my honour. Rakh liho means to protect. Meri means mine. Pat means honour. O Vaheguru, O God, O Hari, the one who nourishes and looks after all, the one who brings life to this whole world, please protect my honour. Please protect me, Vaheguru. And this topic of pat runs throughout Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. If you read Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj's Bani, there's a slok which comes up, and that slok is Prem Patola Tੈ Sah Ditta Takkan Ku Pat Meri. Dana Bina Sai Menda Nanak Sar Na Jana Teri. Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says on Ang 520, O husband Lord Vaheguru, you've given me this Prem Patola, you've given me this gown, you've given me this cloth of Prem, of love. In your love you have covered me, covered up all of my mistakes, covered up all of my misdemeanors, covered up all of my sins, and protected my honour. In your love, God, O Vaheguru, in your love, in your Prem, which you have put over me as a chadar, as a cloth, as a covering, as a patola. This patola, this covering, which you have put over me of your love, that has covered up all of my sins. And we read in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj's Bani, Nirgun rakh liya, santan ka sadka, satgur ਢਾਕ ਲਿਆ, ਮੋਹੇ ਪਾਪੀ ਪੜਦਾ. Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj says to us कि निर्गुण राख लिया. Even though I had no gun, no virtues, even though I was worthless, but I've been saved with the grace of the saints. Satguru ਢਾਕ ਲਿਆ, the eternal Guru Vaheguru has ਢਾਕ ਲਿਆ, has protected me and has covered me, covered all of my faults, covered all of my sins. Mohe papi parda. So Guru Pyaro, in this same way, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj is doing an ardas, a supplication to Akal Purkh Vaheguru, and saying, Hey Vaheguru, O Lord God, Harju, O my beloved Lord God, Rakh leho pat meri, please protect my honour. The Guru Pyaro, those people whose honour is protected by Vaheguru, Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj tells us that जिस पत रखै सच्चा साहिब नानक मेट न सकै कोई. That person whose honour is protected by Vaheguru, no one can dishonour that person. The Guru Pyaro, what does it mean, this idea of honour in Gurbani? What is this path talking about? This honour is talking about the honour of coming onto this world and not falling into the marsh around us of sins. To leave this world with your face shining brightly. Like Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Nanak te mukh ujjale. With a purified mouth, with a purified face. That is what it means to preserve honour. Those people who repeat God's name, those people who Vaheguru Ji blesses with his love, with his prem patola, with his covering of love, those people leave this earth with their honour intact. And it doesn't matter what anyone does. People can try to dishonour them and defame them in any ways. But that person who is honoured in the court of the Lord, that honour cannot be taken away from that person by anyone else or by any means. So Guru Pyare Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj carries on the Shabad in the next tukka, Jam ko tras payo or antar. Oh God, I have got thras, I am afraid of Jam. Jam means messengers of death. Payo or antar. In antar, this is inside my heart. Inside my heart, I'm afraid of death. The fear of death is in my heart. What am I going to do when I die? What will happen to me? Saran gehi kirpa nid teri. And I have gehi, I am clinging on to your saran, into your protective sanctuary, kirpa nid, O treasure of all kirpa, O treasure of all grace. I am hanging on to your protection, I am hanging on to your sanctuary. The Guru Pyaro Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji is telling us, O human being, if you have this fear of death in your heart, then the only way to protect yourself from this is by going to the sanctuary, the protection of the Guru. There is no other way. The Guru Pyareo, this is the first stage of entering into spirituality. When we actually realize we have to leave this world, these are the first few steps of spirituality. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj is painting this picture in the Shabad for us. O human being, it is a blessing to realize that you're going to be leaving this world. It is a blessing to have this fear. But when you have this fear in your heart, what is going to happen in the next world? Do not let it pass away. Instead, use that fear inside you to enter into the protection of the Guru. Rahao, Guruji says, pause and think about this. Mahapatit mukat lobhi phon kart paap abhara. Now, the word patit means someone who's fallen from their character, who's fallen from their morals, who is immoral. And in the understanding of the Sikh Rahat Maryada, there are 4 Bajjar Kuraitan. And if a Sikh commits any of these Bajjar Kuraitan, he or she is considered a patit. Patit literally means someone who's fallen. And that person has to retake Amrit. In the same way, Guru Sahib Ji is saying that I'm not just a patit, I'm a mahapatit. Guruji is painting this picture for us, that we have fallen again and again. Mugad, that I'm foolish, I have no understanding. Lobbi, I'm greedy. But now, Hon means now. Kart Pap Abhara, Ab means now. I have hara. Hara means to give up. I am at the end of my tether. I am tired, committing so many paps, so many sins. I've tired myself out. I realize that I'm getting peace from nowhere. I'm looking for peace of mind in money. I'm looking for it in sensual pleasures. I'm looking for it in cars or wherever it is. And I'm committing sins to get hold of these things, to take them into my grasp. But the more I go into these things, the more I'm getting tired, the more I'm tiring out my whole body. And Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj tells us, if we ask Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, how does a person get tired? And Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj says, Khandeyan khandeyan moh katha painandeyan sab ang Nanak trig dina da jeevya jin sach na lago rang. Guru Arjan Dev Ji tells us on Ang 523, eating and eating, my mouth is worn out. My teeth have started falling out. Painandeyan sab ang, wearing so many clothes, even my anga, my limbs are losing their strength. Nanak, Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji says, trig dina da jeevya, those people's lives are cursed. Jin sach na lago rang, who have not coloured themselves in the love of God. The Guru Pyareo, in the same way, Guruji today is saying, Kart Pap Abhara, I'm tired of committing so many sins. I've found no peace anywhere in any of these sins. Pay marbe ko bisrat nahin. And now in my mind, I cannot bisrat, I cannot forget the fear of marbe, of death. This fear of death has attached itself to me and I cannot forget it. Day and night I'm thinking, I'm going to die one day, I'm going to die one day, what am I going to do? This fear of death has surrounded me. Te chinta tan jara, my tan, my body is jara, is burnt in this chinta, in this anxiety, in this stress. I've got this stress upon my head now. What is going to happen when I die? Where am I going to go? And this fear of death, the fear of the unknown, this is afflicting me. I'm so afraid. Kiye upav mukt ke karan. I've tried to, mukt means to liberate myself. Upav means many different ways. I've tried many different methods to achieve liberation from this fear. Karan means in order to achieve liberation. Dah dis kau uthtaya. I have taya, I have run in dah this means in all 10 directions. I have run in all 10 directions, but I cannot find peace. I have wandered everywhere in the 10 corners of the earth, but I cannot find any peace. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib says, Kat hi Peter bas hai Niranjan. That Niranjan, that pure Vaheguru, bas hai, abides, kat, in my heart. Peter means within. Tako marm na paya. But I haven't understood this secret. I haven't understood this mystery. Mar means this mystery, this secret. Through my own actions, I cannot understand this secret. I cannot reach to that Vaheguru is inside me. It is very easy to say God lives within us all, but it is very hard to actually get to that experience. And how will you get to that experience? With the Guru's grace. By meditating upon the Guru's Bani, the Guru's Mantra. By cleaning away those sins of many past lives, you will find inside you that light of God burning. Nahin gun, nahin kach jap tap kaun karm ab kija. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj is teaching us how to perform an ardas in front of Vaheguru. Nahin gun, I have no worth, I have no virtues. Nahin kach jap tap, I have no meditation. I have not put myself through the tapasya, the austerity of performing selfless service. Kaun karm ab kijai. What action, what karm can I do now? What action can I do? What is it that I can do to take away this fear of death? Guruji is telling us in this talk as well, O human being, meditate upon God, do seva, perform selfless service, perform japa, perform tap, collect together virtues inside yourself. But always keep humility in your mind. No matter how many virtues there may be, always remember that Waheguru is the ocean of virtue. And always perform this ardas. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji says in the last talk, Nanak har paryo sarnagat. O human being, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj is telling us what to do. Har paryo. If you want to agat means to come into the saran. Saranagat, two words put together means saranagat. Saranagat actually means to come into the protection. If you want to come into the protection of God, har paryo. Lose everything, surrender everything. As Guru Amar Das Ji says in Anand Sahib, we read every day, Tan man tan sab saup Guru ko. Give your mind, body and soul to the Guru. If you want to come into the protection of God, if you have this fear of death in your heart, if you want to conquer this fear, the only way of doing it is by surrendering all of your clever tricks, by surrendering all of your mind, body and soul to the Guru. And then you will come into God's protection. And when you come into God's protection, what will happen? Apay daan prabh dijay. Waheguru will give you the daan, the gift of fearlessness. How will you get this gift of fearlessness? Because the Guru will take away your fear of death. How will he take away your fear of death? When the Guru blesses you with Amrit. When the Panj Pyare, when the five beloved ones bless us physically with Amrit. And then they say, sit down every morning, read these Baniya of Amrit, these 5 Nitnem Baniya. And when we realize that Waheguru is Sada Anga Sange, as Jab Sahib says, when we realize that Jin Prem Kiyo Tin Hi Prapayo, that only those people who love Waheguru will find him. When we realize that Jo kal ko ek baar te hai taake kaal nikt ne hai, as Chaupai Sahib Ji says, that even if you remember God once, with all your mind, heart and soul devoted, death will not afflict you. When we read Japji Sahib and it says, Na oye marhana thage jahe jinka ram vasai man mahe, that those people will not be deceived, those people will not be afflicted by death who have God abiding in their soul. And when we realize, as Anand Sahib Ji tells us, that each one of us is going to have to leave this world. Eman pyarya, tu sada sach samale, eh kutam tujhe dekhda challa nahi tera nale. When we realize all of these things, then that inner amrit, that inner immortal nectar will start flowing of Naam, of God's name. And when that starts flowing, we have no reason to fear death. If we follow what the Guru says, and if we meditate upon the Guru's name, Waheguru's name, the name of God. So Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji is telling us in this last talk, O human being, surrender your clever tricks. Surrender all of those things which break you from the Guru. Fall at the Guru's feet, and the Guru will bless you with the gift of fearlessness. And just like Baba Deep Singh fighting with his head upon the palm of his hand, you will be blessed with that fearlessness. Nahin gun, nahin kach jab tap, kaun karm ab kijai. Nanak har paryo saranagat, apay daan prabh dijai. Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.